You gotta change your speaker.
All right. I see that we're live. So I will call to order this meeting of the Sustainable BC Committee, Monday, December 23rd, 2024. It's 1:32 p.m. We have on the agenda today just a bit of our normal sort of updating business, some updates on just the happenings going on, update about where we're at with the greenhouse gas business. We are planning to set our schedule for next year. We can discuss that more when we get to that item. We don't have a quorum here present, but we can proceed with the meeting. I mean, it's important to, I think, to proceed anyway and get these updates, on the record. People can see the video if they want. What else? What about the other agenda item that we had of note was Michelle Frank was planning on being here. Bessie or anyone, have you confirmed, was Michelle planning on joining?
I have not heard from her. And I believe I had forgotten again to reach out to her. Um, I keep making a note of it and then I keep forgetting to add her to the list when
Send her
I
the
send
stuff.
everything
Okay.
out. So I will touch
Okay.
base with her and see moving forward. She usually reaches out to us, so I'm kind of surprised.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, then I'll turn the agenda over to Patty then. However you guys want to handle this the update portion. Um, so we do have the minutes, but we don't have a quorum, so we'll just table the minutes till next time.
Okay. Do you want me to share there's not really that much of an agenda, so I can just talk about it, I guess.
Sure. Just go ahead and talk through it.
I do have a question though, back to the quorum. We've had a couple members that I think they haven't been attending in maybe like a year or so. Would it be worth I mean, because that just makes it more difficult to get a quorum when they are officially members. How do we handle something like that? Because they haven't really shown up much. So I could
Um, good good question. Let's see. I was looking at the um let's see. Going from the list, there's us. We already talked about Commissioner Ballard no longer being a member. Bob's regular. Kiona is at least regularly, if not here, then in touch. I have not heard from her. Kathy's, I heard from Kathy that she's had something come up today. She's usually here. Uh, there's the mayor. Chris Martin is almost always here. I don't know where he is. Maybe he was just off today.
Yep.
Chris Basic. Um,
That's one I
he,
haven't seen.
yeah, he attended
You,
a
she's been to
few.
a couple.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah, he's been to a few of them.
okay. Then maybe Michael Hall is really the one.
Yeah.
Maybe Michael, maybe he was at the one right after he joined.
I don't even know. He may have been, but not much communication or
Yeah, I don't remember. I honestly don't remember either. Skylar has been to he hasn't been to all of them, but he's been here.
hmm
Mike,
Yeah, Mike's reached out he's been in contact with Bessie and myself quite a bit, so he's very interested
okay,
in staying involved. Um,
okay.
did you see the note from Ryan there that he just had a chat?
No, sorry, I've been looking
I'm
at the,
sorry.
I saw that he joined, but I didn't see the chat. I was looking at the list. Got it. Uh, um, yeah, I don't see any reason why we
Yeah.
couldn't ask the commission to appoint Ryan. Sarah was a member in her position for a long, long time. It seems to make sense. Um,
Uh, Ryan, I will send you the application. Yeah, that'd be great. I'm speaking for myself. I'd love to have you officially on the board here.
Yeah, I wouldn't think it'd be a problem. Like I say, your predecessor was on. It just makes sense. Um,
Okay,
yeah, I don't know, Patty. Maybe we just let it ride. Adding Ryan wouldn't change the quorum. We're going to 15 on the list isn't really going to change the quorum. It'll still be 8. Um, maybe in the new year, if we send out the calendar date, the schedule to everyone, say, hey, and we've only seen just a general, some of you haven't, we've only seen you a few times. So if you have interest in remaining on, please let us know. Or if for whatever reason you can't make it or this is not working for you, please let us know about that. And we can remove you from the role.
okay,
People.
that makes sense. Yep.
Okay.
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 All right. Well, just a couple things. We've got the, oh,
We need to all introduce ourselves.
oh, do you want
and
us to
say where we're
introduce
at, or-
ourselves?
I think we don't need, well, I guess we should for business sake state our names and where we're zooming in from. So I'm Andy Helmbold, community volunteer, zooming from my home in City of Battle Creek. Ryan.
Ryan Ranke with the Calhoun Conservation District, zooming from my home in Battle Creek.
All right, Mark.
Yep, Mark Stevens, community volunteer, zooming from my home in Battle Creek.
Thank you, Bob.
Bob Gilbert, community volunteer, not to sound like everyone else, but I'm zooming from my home in Battle Creek.
All righty, Patty and Bessie.
All right, Patty Hoke-Meluish, environmental manager, zooming from our office in Battle Creek.
Bessie Flug, environmental program coordinator here in the office at DPW in Battle Creek.
All right, thank you, Bessie. All right, Patty, go ahead.
Okay, all right. So the greenhouse gas report, as you know, that the commission workshop was postponed, and it was just sort of I think they just didn't feel like there was a lot going on, and we're gonna get it back. I've spoken to Ted, and it's still on his radar, and we're hoping to get in front of them soon. So
Okay.
a little delay, but hopefully not too long of a delay. So so kind of on hold there, though. I think there are things we can still do, just still keep moving forward, maybe not officially with goals and that sort of a stated goal, but I think we can still keep forging ahead with what we've learned and some of the ideas we had. So if everyone's all in agreement with that, we won't let it hold us up too much, I guess. So
Yeah.
the 2025 Calhoun County events have been announced, so we can send everyone that link to that. But they're having household hazardous waste again, electronics, scrap tires are pending. And then we have the City of Battle Creek events are now posted on, are they on the city website or? Yeah,
City,
okay.
I gotta update BC Water yet.
Okay, so they're out there in our calendars and all that. And the Calhoun County community calendars are here. If anybody needs them, we still have boxes here, and that has all of our dates on there, environmental tips, and the photos from the photo contest. So just let us know if you need any. Tree planting, we've been talking about that a lot. We're going to be doing a lot in the spring and fall of 2025. We'll keep you posted on opportunities to come out and help and what we're doing and numbers we're planting and all that. So I guess the thing that I really kind of wanted to talk about today, and I'm going to share my screen here, is I think it's good to have like some kind of goals that we're working towards. I might have everybody have a homework assignment to really read the sustainability plan again. Just, every time I read it, I'm like, oh, we should be working on that. Or can you see this? I can zoom it a little bit. So
Yep.
this is just Bessie and my's kind of thoughts of what seemed reasonable or things that we could probably easily, or not easily, but realistically tackle this year. And if you guys take a look at the sustainability plan and want to pull out some other things that you think would be worth tackling, working on this year, let us know. But this seemed like what we could feasibly do. Some of the other areas we need to really bring in a lot of other people, and which we can and should be doing. But for now, this seems like something that we could achieve here. So we've been working with Ryan from Consumers Energy. He's the one that presented the plan that, I'm forgetting what it's called now. But you know what I'm talking about, the plan where
Right.
we would sign an
To be able
agreement.
to buy into the solar.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
So he's kind of our energy guy. So we've been talking to him and he's recommending some energy audits for the facilities. We did it a couple years ago, but he just said it's a great idea to do it routinely. There's no cost to the city. And they are, can let us know if there's some rebate programs and things we could be doing. So we can look into that again, maybe for wastewater and Verona Wellfield for sure, because those are our big energy users. So so that's the thought. And then one of the goals in the plan is replacing the city lights. And I don't know where we stand on that, the status of what has been replaced and what hasn't. So that'd be something we can look into and kind of prioritize
Do
oh, go ahead.
do you mean lights, just like lights in buildings or street lights or?
All of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
We made some good progress. I'm going to share that with you here in a bit too, but yeah, so I think probably Ron Worthington in the city might have that information for us.
Okay.
So
I will put in a plug, as long as we're on the subject, just I'll put in a plug in case anybody's watching this following along and wondering about lights and street lights in particular. The consumers, the system for reporting streetlight problems through consumers website is really easy to use. I did it once a couple years ago for a light near me, and then I just did it a couple weeks ago. Now that it's darker and I'm walking in the evening, the streetlights, you just notice it more. You just go in, all the streetlights are on a map. You tap. There's a problem with this light, and then you select, from the drop down of what kind of problem is it. Lights off, lights flickering. Like it's actually a pretty user friendly form. You put your name and email and you submit the form. You get an automated email back from them right away saying we've received your service request. When we'll be on it, and when we take care of it, you hear from us again. And then in a couple of days, I get an email from them. We've taken care of your streetlight issue. A crew went and blah 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 fixed it. And then sure enough, I walk by this evening and the light, the old like yellowy orangey ones. I don't know what those are, but the consumers is replacing over time with the LED ones. And the light that was flickering on and off was replaced by one of the brand new LED ones. But anyway, I just a plug for people if they're having streetlight issues to by all means use the reporting mechanism that's in place. It's easy to do when they actually get out and do it in a pretty quick amount of time.
that's cool.
I'm gonna add on to that a little bit. I know our GIS department, they go around every year and they have some night shifts. And they drive around and they are supposed to cover pretty much the entire area. So I would be curious on the report on that. So if that's something we should maybe look into reporting, we could ask GIS to provide that.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
just did it within the last 2 months.
Yeah, Gazelle.
Yeah.
Gazelle did it.
Okay.
She was looking pretty haggard, kind of like from third shift. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank
thanks, Betty.
Okay. And then, okay, back to this over here, the climate action plan. I guess we're hoping that we can get that moving along, but that needs to go to city commission first. And then along with that, Bob had suggested talking with industries, corporations in the city about what their sustainability and energy plans are. So that's kind of what we're thinking for energy right now. And please feel free to add on to this. Water, we're covering the Kalamazoo River restoration a long way off, but that's that's in the works now. The Battle Creek Area Math and Science Center's been monitoring chloride levels for us in the Battle Creek River. So that's been pretty interesting. And they're going to continue to do that for us. And then stormwater, asset management plan. We're hoping to get that going a little bit more this year. Just as a note, I don't know if you've been following the stormwater bill, but there's a bill that was out that would allow municipalities to have a stormwater fee rather than, and it wouldn't be considered a tax. That's the thing, like it's being argued that it's a tax, not a fee. So wastewater and the water system have fees that you're charged for on your utility bill, but stormwater is just sort of a orphan out there that doesn't have any designated funding. So it was so close to being voted in this session, and apparently I haven't heard officially, but word is that it didn't pass again. So stormwater's still out there, our infrastructure's aging, but we don't have a designated fund to, pay for that. So anyway, that's just a little note on that, but the water, that's what we're thinking this year. Transportation, it sounds like there's a lot going on and we need to plug in a little bit more with what Mallory's doing because she's doing a ton. Check on, one of the goals was charging stations and a map of the charging stations. That's something I think that we could get pretty easily this year. I want to have Mallory check in with us on what she's doing because like I said, when I show you our status report for what we achieved in 2024, she's got a lot of items on there, getting grants for all kinds of hybrids and energy efficient buses and transportation. So, and then the regional transit plan passed in the election. So we'll hear more about that too and how that impacts sustainability. As far as waste, I'm not on the board, but I've been sitting in with the county on their materials management plan, which is a big plan that's required from each county in the state to talk about how they're going to manage our solid waste. And there's a big push on recycling and composting. So I've been sitting in on those. It's been really interesting. It's just, we've only had 2 meetings so far, so I'll keep the group updated on that. I feel like we could do some more increased recycling, composting education, and then more in-house recycling here at the city. That seems achievable. I feel like we haven't been really strong as in our government management practices, and I don't mean that the city isn't strong, but I just mean that we as a group haven't been pushing those areas in meeting some of those goals. So develop an internal sustainability recognition program, because some of these departments in the city are doing some really great work. So that'd be cool to be able to recognize them. And then one of the goals was create a manual for city employees on sustainable uses of building and electronics operations. So I don't know if that one seems like a valuable one to pursue, but that seems achievable. And then land use, I kind of focused on tree stuff here just because that's what we've been working on a lot, but looking at other communities' forestry plans and tree preservation, increased strategic tree planting in the right of ways and unoccupied city properties, which I feel like we're doing pretty good job of. What we haven't worked on much is brownfield work, and maybe there's a lot going on in the city, but we haven't been involved in that too much. But it's an area we'd like to focus on. And then one of the goals was determine a method for measuring environmental benefits of tree planting. And there's a really great tool out there that's really widely used called the iTree program. So that's something we can certainly tap into and publicize. Public education and outreach, I feel like we cover that pretty well, or we hope we do. So we're gonna keep doing that and push forward. And then we have I think the new city website, I don't know if it'll be completed in 2025, but it's in the works. So that might give us some more exposure on the website in a different way. So but I want to also share, and I'll just send you this because we don't have to go through all this, but I have our accomplishments. I'm building on the tracking of the sustainability efforts with the city since 2021. So here's the 2024 one, and I'll send this all to you, but we did a lot of good stuff this year, a lot of lighting replacements, a lot of trees planted, solid waste collection. So I'll get this and the goals out to the group so you can read that a little bit more on your own time. But yeah, do you have any questions with any of that stuff, or do you want to head in a different direction with the goals? Maybe talk about it again at our next meeting and see if everyone that wasn't here today might want, if there's some edits they want to have to that, or.
Yeah, that might be a good approach. Just send that out in the, um, like a recap, the schedule, all the goals, the accomplishments, and just ask for input and yeah, maybe just touch base on it all again, uh, in February.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's kind of all I had this time around. I don't know if Bessie, you have anything else to add or no? Okay. But yeah. And I do feel like we do need to get the sustainability plan maybe updated. When you read it again, it is a little, things have changed a little bit, so might be time for an update.
Yeah, I agree. And at the same time, it seems like unless there's some really easy stuff that you see of being able to just shift dates or add accomplishments or something, I wouldn't want to go too far down, do too much heavy lifting until we know what's going on with the greenhouse gas stuff.
Sure. Yeah.
It just seems like we don't want to create two separate streams for ourselves and then figure out how to combine them. And
That makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Well, hopefully we'll get in front of commission here shortly and we can, yeah,
yeah,
get that going. So,
Hey Patty, I have a
Yes.
question. You showed that you were talking about that iTree program.
yeah,
Do you currently use that?
we've used it, not so much for what we're doing here in the city, but we've used it for grant applications
Oh.
before to just, show what the number of trees putting in would benefit,
Oh, okay.
water in particular or something. Have you used iTree, Bob?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've used it fairly extensively, so I just wondered if you were finding it easy to use and had, I really liked it. I thought it was a pretty good program.
Me too. Yeah, I haven't, like I said, not extensively, but I do like it, and I think it's super interesting. And we had talked about at some point maybe putting some tree tags on is some public, maybe in some parks or things with the. Have you seen those? Or like a tree benefit tag that talks about this tree provides this, So
Yeah.
yeah. So
And that might be nice. I don't know if that would tie into our sustainability plan. Andy was talking about some easy lifting. We could make some estimates about just the way the city stands today, how much carbon you're hanging on to. I think iTree would be amenable to helping with that. That's where I've kind of used it the most in the past.
okay, yeah. Yeah, Bob, if you have some good ideas about things, and you do have good ideas about
Not
how we
always.
could get the words out, just, yeah, feel free to let
Yeah.
us know, chime in.
Well, you said you're going to send out these two documents, right? So, yeah.
Yes.
All right. I'll be looking at them.
All right, sounds great. And then I guess we just talk about the dates, and that's all we have here unless others have anything else to add. So,
okay, yeah.
um,
And yeah, it looks like we're hoping to just do essentially the same schedule we had this year, meet in the on the dates listed in the um agenda, which is
Yep.
the even numbered months.
yep, last or Monday of the month. Yeah.
Okay. It's the last or the fourth. Let me look through there. Okay, last Monday, like April 29th would be the last, not the 4th, if my math is same
Oh,
with
wait, no,
July.
it is the 4th. It is the 4th
Is
Monday.
the-
Because today was the 4th, and there's still a last one coming up a week from today. So yes,
yeah.
it's the
Yeah,
4th.
I think it's a 4th. I'm looking at the dates. I don't think there's any. Doesn't look like any of these would be confused. Or maybe June would be potentially
Yeah.
confused. There must be a June 30th,
And
but we're going to meet.
December, yeah,
Yeah. So the 4th,
Monday.
the
Okay.
4th Monday. I mean, then I appreciate that the actual dates are listed here, so there's no confusion, but so same thing on the even months, the 4th Monday at 1:30 via Zoom. Does anyone here have any objection or comment or concern about that? And we don't have a quorum, but
Mhm.
Okay.
Andy, it's not an objection, but I just happened to notice that the, July is not an even.
Well, that was July. We met in July this year as like a special.
Okay,
We had a special meeting. Well, we met in what, November. We did the same thing in November too,
Yeah.
right? We
Yeah.
had a
that's right.
but as far as regularly scheduled meetings,
Okay.
just the even months.
All right.
But yeah, good point. Well, I think we have consensus here to at least then say we're meeting next in February. And Patty, like I don't know what Ted will come. I don't know if Ted comes back and says, "Hey, do you guys want to do the commission meeting on the first one in February, the second one?" Like I'd be prepared to jump into whatever he
Okay.
says is available. Is the sooner the better.
Great.
You know, as long as it works for you.
Okay, I'll keep pressing, so. Yeah.
Okay.
Can I throw one other thing out?
Yeah.
Okay, does anyone have any ideas for, we used to have, once in a while speakers on different topics, so if anyone has any ideas for speakers, maybe I'll get Mallory over again.
I was gonna say
Like-
definitely Mallory
Okay.
at whatever those, maybe send her the dates and whichever she feels works for her the best or makes the most sense.
Okay, maybe our forester again, kind of giving you our. an update on
that would probably be good.
But yeah, we'll brainstorm, see what you guys think.
Okay.
Oh, the consumers guy again?
Oh, the
It was-
consumers, Ryan again from consumers, maybe. Yeah.
And maybe as if you do start to implement some sort of recognition program internally, maybe some stuff will bubble up that might be good to whoever's doing it to come to the meeting, and
Yeah.
if it seems like a particularly important or interesting thing, or someone wants feedback, like, hey, we're trying to do this, but some feedback from the committee would be great. Yeah, that'd be good.
Yep. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. All right then. Is there any public comment? Eric, do we have anyone clamoring to comment live?
We have nobody in the waiting room.
Okay, thank you much. All right then. Any other announcements or questions or comments from the membership? And Ryan, Patty will send you, or you can just go to the city's website and just look at the page that's about boards and committees, and there's an online form you can fill out to get sent to the city manager's office, and that'll come through. And then there's actually a committee now that, like, every month or every 2 weeks, or depending on how many there are, an internal committee in the city manager's staff that goes over all the applications that have come in during that period, and it has a meeting that says, hey, this person, it's kind of okays them all, and then they get put on the city commission agenda, because the city commission has to approve all the membership to all the committee meetings, which typically just goes on the consent agenda. However many there are, this is on the consent agenda for a commission meeting. Okay. Yeah, no problem, Ryan. Thank you. All right, then, go, Bob, you're gonna say something?
I was just gonna say, I just got renewed. My enrollment on the committee just got renewed, and Patty Warden I think she maybe works with Ted. Man, she
Yep.
was all over that. I had to fill out a whole new application and everything, but the feedback I got from Patty every step of the way, it's going to the committee, you got approved and everything. I was really appreciative of that. She did a great job with it.
That's good to hear. She
Yeah.
seems to me like on the ball on that stuff too, but that's good to hear from a applicant's point of view
Yeah.
that you were getting notified about those steps along the way.
Yep, I did.
That's
and
something.
I let her know too, and Ted was copied on that as well. So I
Good.
made sure I made recognition of it, but it was really outstanding.
That's great.
The city's come a long way with regard to how these appointments are handled. Some of us commission members over the years have raised various objections over the years to the sort of willy-nilly aspect of it, or the way it had been done in the past. Issues about geographic representation, issues of transparency as to how do these people get on these committee. I know former Commissioner and Vice Mayor Ferris, Katie Ferris, did a lot of working to get the current system in place, where there is this committee that meets internally to review all the applicants. The mayor and the vice mayor are there, and the city manager, and then the chairs, the staff liaisons to all the committees that are being considered for applicants. You know, so Patty's there and I'm there if there's a sustainable BC committee. And so there's like, hey, there's this person, there's so-and-so, anybody have comment? Did somebody talk to them? You know, and then the mayor and vice mayor say, yeah, we support putting that person on the agenda. So it's an internal meeting. It's not a public meeting, but it's at least a layer of, hey, here, there's eyeballs on it. And it's sort of a much more, it's a lot better than what I'm calling the willy-nilly way that it used to be. Not that, I mean, still everyone has always been on a city commission agenda at any point. Anybody could say, hey, could make a big deal at a commission meeting, say, I don't think this person, or hey, or pull it off the consent agenda for discussion or whatnot. But anyway, that was a long-winded way of explaining a little bit about that process. And yes, glad to hear that that's your experience, Bob. All right. Anything else?
Not from us, I don't think.
All righty then. All right, Eric, thank you very much for the IT assistance, and we will adjourn at 2:04 p.m. Thank you all. Have a good holiday season.
Happy holidays. Thanks for
Happy
coming
holidays.
again.